Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video that is pretty much a review on the World Organic Skincare range. And I hadn't heard of this company before, but I saw an opportunity to review the products, and so I did because I was looking for new skincare products. And this video isn't sponsored or paid by any means. I just had the sample sent to me. That is all. I'm not getting any affiliate income or anything like that. So that's just my disclaimer before we begin. So let me just start. A lovely lady sent me some samples to try out, and I've tried pretty much everything, and she sent samples for me to try out, and then she also sent me some samples from their baby skincare range. And I have to say that my review is going to be overwhelmingly positive. I don't really have many negatives, if any. Like, there's probably a couple, but they're not like big deal things. And I've tried pretty much everything. There was only one item that I don't really have much of an opinion on, only because it's something that I don't typically use, and I don't know like where I would incorporate it into my skincare routine. So I'm just gonna get started. Their company is about providing organic skincare options. I think they have a makeup range as well. I'm gonna have a link in the description below where you can go check out their website, and you can see more about what they have to offer. But I just had the everyday skincare range sent to me. So I've got here the Evening Primrose Moisturizer, and I absolutely love this. I use this morning and evening. I just use it as a facial moisturizer, and it was just so hydrating. So I suppose before I go any further, I should explain my skin type. I have always had super oily skin, just always have. It's just always been an issue for me. I could never buy like a dewy finish foundation because I just had such oily skin. But then when I got pregnant with my daughter Annie, it sort of totally flipped, and now I have more like normal to dry skin. And that's why I needed to switch up my skincare routine, because I was catering to oily skin, and now I have like quite dry skin, and I was just feeling really dried out. So I loved this moisturizer. It was super moisturizing, and you only have to use a really little bit, and it goes quite a long way. Not to mention, it smells divine. That's what I loved most, well, not most, but one of the biggest things that I loved about the range, both baby and adult, is that it just smells beautiful. It's got a real botanical scent to all of their items, and I just really liked it. It was strong, but not like overwhelming, if that makes sense. So if you do like fragrance moisturizers and stuff, then I would recommend them. The next thing I have, and I don't know how to say this, Calming Calendula Cream. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I just use this as a hand moisturizer, and again, the smell is divine. I really liked it and found it incredibly moisturizing. I actually have had really dry hands this winter, and I've been struggling to moisturize them. Like, I do it, but it just doesn't really work. This I used 2 days in a row, like just in the evening before I went to bed, and it cleared up all my dry skin. So it works really well, it smells amazing, and it feels great. And the next two items for me are, one of them I've just started using the last couple days just because I haven't gotten around to it, and the other one I've used a couple times, and it's one I don't really have much of an opinion on. So I'm going to start with this one, and this is the Everyday Carefree Cleansing Milk. And what I do like about them is it tells you how much of the ingredients are organic. So this, for instance, is made with 86.4% organic material. So that's quite neat if you want to know what's actually in the items you're using. And they've got all the ingredients listed on the back as well. So yeah, I have used this a couple of times. I used it once just on its own, just as a cleanser, and it feels great. It's like you're moisturizing your face all at the same time. So it's like a cleanser and a moisturizer all in one. And then I also used it as like a makeup remover just to see how it works. I don't know if it's supposed to work like that. I doubt it is. And it did help get the makeup off a lot easier. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a makeup remover, but it did help in that sense, and it left my face feeling moisturized. So I do really like this, and I will continue to use it. And then the last item, which is the item I don't really have a huge opinion on, is their Everyday Freshly Free Facial Toner, and this is made with 98.22% organic materials. So this one, yeah, I just don't really use a toner, and it's not that it was a bad product, because I did use it once. I just don't use a toner. So if you do use a toner and you like things to smell good and you are looking for more organic products, then this is something I would recommend using. But just for me, I just don't really use the product. So. And then I'm going to move on to the baby range. Now I'm a little bit picky about what I put on my kid's skin, purely because Jack had really sensitive skin when he was a baby. He had eczema, quite a lot of eczema and stuff like that, and I had to be a bit careful. And he hasn't really had those tendencies, but because of Jack's history, I've just been a little bit more wary. So I was interested to try this. I am really minimal in what I use on them. Like, I don't even use soap all the time. If they're not that dirty, I just don't remember bathing them because they're getting soaked in water. If they're dirty, yeah, we'll use a little bit of soap, but not much. And other than that, I don't really use moisturizer on them. I've not found the need to. And Annie gets coconut oil for like a bottom balm and maybe a little bit of baby powder, but that's just for scent. It's not really for anything else. So yeah, I was interested to see what this range was like, and she sent me all the samples in this little container here. Now the top one, which we've actually used up, is the baby body and hair wash, and I really, really enjoyed this. What I love most about the whole range is that it smells of lavender. It is divine, and if you know anything about baby routines and sleep and stuff like that, you've probably heard that lavender has got a calming, I don't know what you want to call it. It's calming anyway. Helps babies to calm down and get ready for bed. It helps anyone to calm down and get ready for bed. Like, there is lavender essential oil, which sometimes I have diffusing in my room before bed if I'm struggling to sleep, that kind of thing. And it just smells beautiful. So baby hair and body wash, we used that both on Jack and Annie. Neither of them reacted to it. It was really good, got nice and clean, yada yada yada. So that was great. The next thing I used was, this is the mother and baby balm. And I wasn't entirely sure what that was used for, and so I was a little bit creative with it. I would assume you could probably use it if you're a breastfeeding mum as like a nipple cream to prevent chafing and stuff like that. And a baby, I wasn't sure. So what I used it for with Annie, if you watched my video from last week, you may know that we have all been really, really sick for the past little while. We're all on the tail end of it now, but she had a really, really raw little red nose. It felt terrible, so I stuck some of this on her nose a couple nights in a row, just at nighttime, and within 2 days it was completely fine, despite the fact that she was still really congested and I was having to wipe her nose a lot. So it was brilliant. I don't think that had a scent. Some of these don't have a scent, but they were still great. The next thing was the baby powder that smells like lavender. It's really, really lovely. And then the only one that I didn't use out of this was the sunscreen. That's purely because it's the middle of winter, but when we do get to summertime, I'll probably give this a go. So they do have a sunscreen. And then the last thing, which I did use, was the nappy rash cream. And Annie did have a bit of a nappy rash. I put that on in the evening before I put her to bed. The nappy rash was gone by the next day. So in my opinion, it's a good nappy rash cream. Overall, I would highly recommend it. The only thing I wish they had was on the samples have actual instructions what to do with the product, because they probably have it on their website, but I'm a busy mum and I can't be bothered having to go onto the website and read it. Like, when I remember to use it, I just want to pick up the bottle and use it. That was my only real criticism. The rest, I really enjoyed it, so I think I will be investing in some of their products, full-size products, because a little goes a long way with all of the items that I tried, and they worked really, really well. I'm a huge skeptic of skincare products. I feel like a lot of it is just sort of like, I don't know, a bit of a scam. But these products, like, they were great. They were honestly great, and they did what they were supposed to, and my skin feels better because of it. So it's a win in my book. So go check out their website if you're interested in more information. If you enjoyed this, leave me a thumbs up so I know. And if you've got any questions or you want to share with me your favorite skincare products, leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!